What's up, guys? Today I want to give you guys an update video. Now, I do one of these probably every 2 to 8 months. I've actually done an update video recently because of a request from a subscriber. But I have something new today. So, probably around my 6th video I've ever made on this channel, I've made a video called My Plan to Retire in 10 Years. And I've done plenty of updates on that video. Things have changed, the ideas have changed, but the ultimate goal, or rather the meat and taters of the whole thing, I guess, is pretty much the same. But how we get there has fluctuated over time, and what I want has fluctuated over time. However, I'm still goal driven, and I definitely want to give you guys an update because I do have subscribers that literally just tune in for my updates, and because I want to know and look back in the future and look back at these update videos like, where the fuck was my mind at that point? Why did it fluctuate so much in just a few months, and then boom, you're right back at it? So my mind changes all the time, and that's fine. If you aren't prone for change, or prone to change, or susceptible to change, the problem is you're going to be staying put in your type of lifestyle, your daily routine, your habits, etc. And you're going to be stuck into that environment. Me, I'm not that guy. I'm always trying to better myself, and I'm always trying to make, have the best possible life for me and my future generations after me. I try to do the things that I need to do now to get out of the way so life is so much better in the future. That's why I work extremely hard. I work harder than most truckers by far. No one works as hard as me, to my knowledge. I mean, I know one guy that works probably about 6,000 miles a week. I do about 6,000 miles every 8 to 10 days. So I know one person that actually works a little harder than me. But we're actually going to dive into what I'm updating in this video. Now, in the past, especially in my very first video, my very first Plan to Retire in 10 Years video, I was 28 or 29 at the time. I was 29, I think. And my goal was to retire by 39 or 40. And when I mean retire, a lot of people gave me flack about that because they thought that, well, you're not going to have money to retire. So how the fuck are you going to retire? You're going to have things that you have to buy and etc., right? When I meant retire, I did not mean retire from working. I meant retire from working for others, or working to always pay the bills, and working to always run the rat race. That's what I meant by retire. I always do want to work, and I want a lot of investments. And this has fluctuated over the years. My ideas, even from that video, which was 2015 or 2016, when I made that video, things have changed from then, and things have changed up until then. So my mind's always changing. So I still want to work, and I still want to retire. So I just want to put that out there to give you a firm understanding of what I meant by retirement. I don't mean to have a pension plan and shit like that, or to just stop working altogether. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to stop working and stop running the rat race, stop paying bills that are mindless, and just keep my bills to a minimum and still have passive income or whatever. That's what I meant. And in that video, I described that I want to be off-grid. I want to be off-grid. I want solar panels. I want to live a luxurious lifestyle that I have to pay up front now. I don't. It's not something that I have to keep repeating repetitively, working to maintain. I want to pay for it now and get it out of the way. That's what I meant by retire. The bulk of everything that I wanted to do in that video still exists now in this video. And I really want to buy land, have my own house, and have the least amount of bills possible out in a rural a rural area. Why can't I say that right now? I've said that for years. A rural, a country environment. And I want to grow fruits, vegetables, I want farm animals, etc. Right? And I've said in that video that I want tens of thousands. And I'm still sticking to it to this day. I still want tens of thousands of pounds of fruits and vegetables grown on my property every year. Harvested. Not just the plant itself, but I mean the fruits and the vegetables that I harvest. I want tens of thousands of pounds. 20, 30,000 pounds. A lot. And I'm going to work hard to maintain that. And chances are I'm going to be selling it and storing stuff and making different types of things and making extra money from that. Because obviously I'm not going to need, 5,000 pounds of peppers, let's say. So I'm going to turn it into a sauce. Or, I don't need 10,000 pounds of tomatoes just for myself or my family. I'm going to turn it into tomato paste and, make my own ketchup and stuff like that, right? And sell it that way. Now, of course, that's a very minimalistic idea of what I wanted to do with that stuff, but that's nonetheless my idea. My idea is to have many avenues of income, where it's more of a passion-based than a wake up 9 to 5 because my alarm clock just went off and I need to pay my bills and I need to be ahead, and fuck that lifestyle. I want to live a lifestyle where I have absolutely zero access to a clock. A clock is designed, and you can watch my video on time, where I think the name of the video is Let's Talk About Time, where I say that clocks are the enslavement. You have to be a certain place at a certain time, etc., right? And because of that number on the clock, and if you're late, you get in trouble or whatever, right? And you're always surrendering your time to what that clock says, which is just an instrument of doing this. That's all it is. It's just a little geared thing, and it just does that. And you're surrendering your life, your freedom, to a clock. I don't want a clock at my house. That's how retired I want to be. I don't want to know what the fuck time it is. Don't want to know. And I don't care. So I just wanted to explain that little bit to you. That's what I mean by retirement. So I can get up anytime I want. I can work on my property. And I also want other avenues of income. One of those being real estate. So I want to be a landlord. I want to purchase property, 40, 50 grand, or foreclosures, get them even more cheap. Fix them up, put 10, 20, 30 grand into the house, and start renting it out for 8, 9, 10, $100, $1,300, whatever it is, whatever the property is. And I've been doing a lot of research, and I've been doing a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that to try to learn what people in these fields already know. I'm talking to my landlord, talking to a lot of different people. People that own houses. I know people that own multiple properties, people that are passing it on to their kids, and I'm talking to them. So I'm doing a lot of research, and I'm trying to understand how to get into that business. So I'm basically saving up money right now to buy my first house. And I want to buy it cash, and I want to start renting it out. Ultimately, I've been always talking about trucking, and trucking for the next 10 years. In my original Plan to Retire in 10 Years video, I state that I want to be working hard my first 5 years of trucking. This is the start of my 4th year of trucking. So I've done 3 years of trucking. So this is the beginning of my 4th year. So this is still true. I'm still going to be working as a truck driver. So the bulk of my energy is going into this, because I'm making a lot of income doing this. I make just about $3,000 every 8 to 11 days, let's say. So I don't want to give up that revenue right now. I'm going to work my ass off and then buy my second house, buy my third house. And when I get to a certain point where I've purchased enough property, I've put enough money into property, and I'm getting that revenue, and I'm making, you know, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month, after all expenses, after property taxes, after insurance, or whatever, right? I want a decent chunk of money. Then I am either fully, it's subject to change. All of these update videos are subject to change, but I'm planning on at least going part-time trucking. And I've been on the fence over and over again to be an independent owner-operator. I'm on the fence because there's way too many drivers out in the road. Fuck what you're told by mega carriers. Fuck that shit. That is a lie. It's a fucking blatant lie. They're just trying to fill their trucks because they purchased extra trucks. So they want people to fill them. Oh, don't you see? We have all these empty trucks. We can't hire enough drivers. You're buying so many trucks. You know why you're buying so many trucks? Because you have a monopoly on all of the motherfucking loads. The good loads, rather. So you want to fill those trucks. Because your company, if you're a mega carrier, if one person all of a sudden breaks down or whatever, which generally doesn't happen because you do have brand new vehicles, generally, obviously exceptions, Freightliners, such you, internationals, such you, but if something happens to one driver, there's another driver in that area that's going to pick up the slack. Okay, your load's not going to pick up right away. So anyways, the point is mega carriers have a monopoly on it because they have a reputation of getting freight there on time. They have prolonged at time periods to get the loads to the destination, to the appointment. When smaller companies, like my company, 30 trucks, they're like me. I run 800, 900, 950 miles a day, just to get it to the appointment on time, So there's a huge difference between the mega carrier that only has to run 450, 500, 550 miles to get it there, a day or whatever, compared to me, because I need to work that much harder to make that money. Now imagine if I was an owner-operator just starting out, and I mean an independent owner-operator, not one of these giving up all your money to the mega carriers, but actually getting the loads and being able to pay my own insurance, pay all my truck stuff, and be successful and make some really good money. It's going to be very difficult in this modern age when all the good loads are taken. Mega carriers run the world, basically, or run the country, and the independent owner-operator, it's either you've already been in the game for a while, you got those fucking direct accounts, or you're going to be fucking the bottom of the list. And you're only going to have the bad brokers taking care of you. No other direct accounts in your area want you because you haven't built up enough rapport, and there's so much credit scores and numbers out there that makes you to be a liability and whatever, right? So I've reconsidered building my own company, my own trucking company, and now I want to get into real estate. Is there problems with real estate? Absolutely. But I'm doing everything that I can do to minimize the risks in terms of, obviously I want to pay cash. I'm going to check the plumbing out. I'm going to wait until there's a rainy day if there's leaking on the roof. What I can do on a property, build wells or whatever, right? In the types of permits I need, am I, how to do contracts. Mostly I want to do all the work myself, building up these houses, which is going to take a lot of my time, and not all of it, obviously, because I make more money doing this than I'm going to be losing if I take off of work and spend all the resources fixing up these houses, right? So for at least the next few years, I want to save up enough money, start buying houses, turning them into half houses. I'm going to look for like 5 bedrooms, something that I can, put money into. New floors, might have a leaky roof, plumbing might be bad, whatever, right? And no one wants to buy it or put money into it. I'm going to jump in and, obviously not just jump into it, but, do all the things that I need to do to minimize risk and start being lucrative in being a landlord, basically. Which, if you're new to my channel, understand that if you're a landlord, you don't own land. It's you're the tenant, and you're just allowing your tenants to become lower on that pedestal. And watch my video, Slavery Through Ownership. It's just it's a pyramid scheme. It's just the landlord, me, has a little bit more leeway than the person below me and the person below that, and et cetera, right? Anyways. So I want to dive into the real estate game, and of course that's going to be tough, and I'm doing everything I can do to minimize risk and make sure that that becomes lucrative. So that's a major avenue I want to get into, but I want to get out of the truck as soon as, you know, I start hitting that probably around $2,000 profit every single month. And the reason for that is because I need at least some revenue. And I'm not trying to get rich here, but the amount of money that I'm going to be putting into houses, and I'm generally going to be jumping on foreclosed house. You know, it could be a piece of shit house. I paid 10 grand for it. I put 30 grand into it, and it appreciates in value to 80 grand or whatever, right? So I have that much ahead, and I might be able to sell it for 70, right? If I wanted to make quick flips like that. But also, the main thing is I want to get like a 5-bedroom type houses, put it into a 2 and 3 bedroom, close them off, do them half houses, you know, 1,000 square feet each side or whatever it is, and make some good money, you know, $1,500 for the house, or $700, $800, you know, for 2 half houses, two halves of the house. So that's my idea, and that's my plan, and I want to do that as soon as possible. So I'm saving up my money currently for that, which originally I was saving up my money to buy my own truck, and I wanted to buy my own truck, trailer, and do my own trucking company. And now I'm second guessing that, because I'm making decent money right now. Why would I do that and put all that risk into that when I could actually put it into an avenue with less risk and less reward? But of course, that's a stepping stone. You know, that's passive income on the side. Obviously, I make a phone call if I'm out on the road, be like, okay, well, your plumbing's bad, I'll call my plumber and have him come down. You know, and I can do that over the road, and that's fine. That's why I want that type of avenue where, god damn, something stinks around here. Hey, me, I just took a shower. God damn. Woo! Whoa! That's a type of smell that make you question your whole existence. Oh, that is awful. All right. Woo! Get my eyes water. It's kind of burning my eyes. Anyways, yikes. That just made me lose where I was. Oh, I want passive income. I can easily do it. Have an extra set amount of money each month that I'm making with this going on, until I have enough income on the side where I can make that happen. And I also want to dive into other realms of passive income. I want a lot of different avenues of income. I think I've talked about the ATM business. Kind of want to dive into the ATM business. I want to do stuff like that. I want to, you know, there's ideas of making extra money on the side that takes a lot more work, but you can do it directly at home. I'm not sure if I would want to jump into it, but it's an idea, especially if I'm home and let's say I'm bored. You can go to like the dollar store and buy like 10,000 of, you know, $1 dish soaps, right? And then sell them on eBay, you know, an 8-pack for 16 bucks or something. And you can double your profit or whatever, right? Or 20 bucks or 30 bucks, eBay or Amazon. There's many ways to go about it, but there's those avenues as well. So if you think that I'm just not trying to work anymore, that's a lie. I'm trying to work hard the rest of my life. Not hard, but not like slavery hard, where I gotta get up the second my alarm goes up, gotta rush to fucking shower and brush my teeth and, and put the coffee on as soon as possible. And like Brian Regan says about the Pop-Tart bit, I don't know if you guys remember that Pop-Tart bit that he has. If you don't have time to zap fry your Pop-Tart, you need to loosen up your schedule. Because toast your Pop-Tart. You toast it for what, 20-30 seconds in the toaster, but there's a microwave direction. Microwave for 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. I don't remember. If you don't have that kind of time in the morning, there's a reason for it, because you're running the rat race. And first off, I'm too smart to run the rat race the rest of my life. Might as well do it when I'm young. I'm in my 30s. I still have a healthy back. I'm exercising. Obviously, you can't see much of a muscle there, but I just started about a month ago exercising, so I feel good. You guys might be worried about my heart condition. My heart's better than it has been in years. So definitely want to explain that my heart's a lot better, my health is a lot better, I feel a lot better. I'm able to run 750, 850, 950 miles a day. And for example, right now I just took an extra shift where I'm going up to Maine. It's only 750 miles today, but it's an extra shift because I was actually supposed to go home today. Things like this that I'm doing because my goals and my dreams and my dedication and my motivation is so strong that there's only one way to stop me. You gotta kill me. That's the only way that you can stop me from living my dream. I don't care if I have to do it illegally. If I have to do it illegally, I would do it illegally. I don't care. There's only one way to stop me. It's by killing. That's how dedicated I am to this. Now, again, things are subject to change. Things are going to change. But I want to be living off-grid eventually. My parents have property. They have like 40 acres of property. And I have little things like this that happen to me all the time. But they say that basically, okay, so they have their properties like 22 acres or whatever, and going back, they don't use 22 acres. Then basically next door, they have another 20 acres or something. Because they moved out in the country, and they love their property, and they're not getting rid of that property. And they tell me all the time, hey, build something on that property. We want you to go over there, build something, get a driveway down there, do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to raise pigs and fucking chickens, and you want all the fruits and fruit trees and vegetables, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, go do it over there. So I have that avenue, and it's free. So all I would need is a fucking, modular home if I wanted to live that life. And chances are they're not going to charge me for that property tax. So I have an easy avenue where I can stop all my avenues of income after a certain point, which is similar to what I wanted to do in my first video, right? Where I wanted to have avenues of income, but it takes money to make money, and I want to make good money. I want to have enough money where I never have to worry about money again for the rest of my life. Guess what? You might be a millionaire, but if you're getting up in the morning, you're worried about money. If you're getting up in the morning to go to work and to run the rat race for more money, you're doing it for money. You're not doing it for fun. I mean, you might be. And hats off to you if you find your work fun. I want to live in an environment where if I wanted to do something that day, I can do something that day. And I don't have to be surrendering to a clock, to a boss, to anything like that. So I definitely want to encourage you guys, maybe not to think like me, but to think about what you want of your life and what goals you want to set forward, which are going to be different than mine. But goals that you can set forward to live a happier, more prosperous life where you don't have to run that rat race like I do, or at least get that motor running in your mind. This doesn't mean crazy. I'm just, the motor's running, the gear's turning. That's all I was doing there. Crazy if you think like me. But if that gearbox is turning for you, then I have done justice in these videos. You might be a truck driver and you have goals to be a better truck driver, make more money and more lucrative in your truck driving career, and you have a passion for it, and you just became an independent owner-operator, you want to turn it into 2 trucks, 3 trucks, 4 trucks, 5 trucks, more power to you. I've already done that in my brain countless times over the years about getting more and more trucks. And it's just until recently where I'm pretty certain I do not want to go running the rat race the rest of my life through a trucking business. But OPEX, you can hire your own dispatchers, you can hire your own accountants and stuff like that, which, yeah. Talk about how many years you're going to have to work before you get totally out of your business and having everyone else run it for you. And to trust them. And you're still going to have to oversee it, and it's going to be a hassle, and, trucks are going to break down. It's a risk. And I want to be in the real estate thing because in my eyes, it's less risk. Is there issues that can happen? Can I get screwed over from a realtor to an owner who, yeah, I can get screwed over. Could I get screwed over through contractors? Yes, I can get screwed over. But I can minimize those risks. In a truck, that is a mechanic issue. Anything that's mechanical, will break down. Anything, right? First things first, they don't make them like they used to. They are basically made to break down, so you spend money on them. They're basically money pits. Now, they can give you revenue, and they can provide a lot of great things, and you can be very lucrative and successful in life through those avenues. Me personally, I want full control, and if a mechanical issue, like watch a few videos ago, why you should not buy Freightliners, it should be a clear sign right there that something like that could kind of basically look at it like this. That transmission problem I had, let's just say that costed $8,000. It's a brand new truck that you just spent money on. And now, boom, now you got to cough up $8,000. Is that worth it for you? Now, if you had full control over a house, you can tell, basically, if the plumbing's shot or anything like that. You can fix up those things beforehand. Yes, you can do that with the truck too, but trucks are mechanical. Second you fix that fucking turbo, the turbo might go down. It could be a fault from the parts. It could be a fault from the hoses, how things operate mechanically. It could be the person, the mechanic himself, who gave you a new turbo, took out the old one, put in a new one, might have fucked up. And there's those many variables. But when you're going in there yourself on a property, and you can determine everything, ask all the questions that you need to ask, what can you do on the property, town ordinances, and all the things that you need to go through. The contracts that you sign with the contractors, read it all the way through, and be a little bit stern, like, hey, no hidden expenses, I'm paying you this. If this is your set price, I don't want you to fix nothing else. If this is your set price, then that's what we're going to do. We're not going to change that because this is the contract, and I'm not going to pay you the whole thing beforehand, because then you can just walk away and you have no incentive to stay and continue working on the property. So there's more control, even though there's many more people involved. So you have more control than, let's say, trucking. That's why I want to dive into that. Am I going to make as much money as trucking? No. It's going to take me a lot more money to make a little bit of money. But there's less risk if you do it right. And of course, that's what I'm learning right now. I'm learning these things. I'm learning the tricks of the trade. And I definitely wanted to say this because, especially in this video about, owning houses and stuff. A, you don't actually own the houses. Again, watch my video a few videos ago, slavery through ownership. So I want to go through this avenue, and I think it's the necessary change that I need to accomplish. I ran this over with my brother, which, we're like-minded in the most part. We're very like-minded when it comes to our goals, living off-grid, being, clearly prepared. Preparedness is a huge thing of my existence. I want to be prepared, and I want, if I have income from real estate, doesn't matter if shit hits the fan, really. You know, I own all these properties, right? If the market crashes, I own all these properties. And I can either still make money or whatever during a shit hitting the fan scenario, or after shit hitting the fan, it's better than gold, right? Because who doesn't want to own properties, right? That's like a big thing. And if shit hits the fan, I don't have to pay property taxes, right? Or whatever, right? I'm just looking at it in optimistic ways, rather than a truck where, you know, your insurance companies and, you know, you have a truck. Okay, what are you going to do with this truck? The market crash and then it comes back up. You might have that equity or the truck, and you can sell the truck if needed. But if shit hits the fan, and what's that truck really worth? It's not really worth anything if shit really was to hit the fan. Just throwing a scenario out there. I'm not saying, you know, doom and gloom, you have to prepare. I suggest preparing. It's an alpha quality. There's definitely no beta males preparing. It's definitely betas that gloss over the potentials, especially when it can result into devastation or bad things happening to you and your family. It's a beta male quality to gloss that over and not step up to the plate as a man. So I want to live a lifestyle where I don't need a vacation from. So I'm trying to create many different types of avenues to make money. For example, if I bought seeds for all different types of fruits and vegetables, let's say it cost me about $500 for all the seeds that I want for the first year, planting them all. Now, of course, I want to do this as soon as possible. There's that ancient proverb, I think it's a Chinese proverb, that says the best time to grow a fruit tree was 30 years ago. The next best time is now. And I just want to jump on this stuff soon, but I definitely want the avenues of money that work in my favor. And I don't want to be doing this stuff when I'm 50, or if shit was to hit the fan beforehand. I want to be prepared. I want to get these things all set in stone, get things operating the way I would enjoy it and to see and deem beneficial and lucrative. And before I get out of the truck, I'm probably going to stay with this company a while. We're going to see what happens during the wintertime. And we're going to see what happens with my trucking career. But this is right now an important avenue to make money. And if I jump into real estate and let's say I make some mistakes, at least I have this avenue of income, right? So there's always this that, you know, jump back on. If I ever hurt in the future, I'm always going to have a CDL. I can always go part-time with someone making, you know, half as much money as I'm making now, doing half as much or whatever, right? It can always happen. I can always jump back with this company. You know, they aren't screwing me over. They're treating me well, and, you know, so far so good. Which, I have to say, this is definitely the best company I've ever worked for. And do they really care about me? I'm not going to be delusional. But they take care of me for the most part. You know, they make sure that I'm not overworked. If I want to sleep, I told them, the only thing that I want, I don't care if you have me running 1,500 miles a day. Don't care. As long as I get a full night of sleep, and so far, so good. Sustainable. Look at me, my last job, right? I fucking got burnt the fuck out. And look at me now, I'm smiling. I'm making probably just a little bit more than I was making in my last company, but I'm not getting burnt out. So this is sustainable, relatively long term for me. And so yeah, everything's golden right now in my book. I want to have a lifestyle where I don't have to run that rat race to live a luxurious lifestyle. I want to live a luxurious lifestyle without running the rat race, and the only way to do that is to consider many different variables, many different opportunities, many different avenues of income, many different ways of looking at life. So I have to consider a lot of things to put my foot down and say, this is the exact avenue. As of right now, this is where my mind is. Again, many different avenues of income. Like I said, I might jump into the ATM business just to make an extra, 300 to whatever thousand a month. If a new casino pops up in my area, boom, the second I'm going to the fucking casino, the second it opens, hey man, or even as they're constructing it, let's say, I'm going up to them, hey, I have an ATM business. I'm bullshitting, obviously, I don't have an ATM business, but I'm going to buy ATMs and I'm going to set up these ATMs and they're going to be cheaper fees than anyone else. They're going to be $5 a pullout and they're going to be stocked with cash every Friday and Saturday. It will never run out. And if I say things like that, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, let's do it. 3 ATMs, I make fucking, $2,000 each Friday or whatever, profit. That's some good money. Now, of course, I'm not going to jump into the ATM business unless there is some great avenue like a casino or a mall just got built or something new. It has to be new because I'm late to the ATM game. So there's just many different avenues. Like I said, I'll even bottle and make my own fucking concoctions of hot sauce and selling it at the farmer's market. I'll do anything. If I spend $500 on all the seeds and all the things that I want the first year, every other year is free. Because I can extract those seeds, put them in plastic dry bags and fucking label them. Okay, this is green peppers. Okay, this one's habaneros. Okay, this one's sweet onion. This, you know what I'm getting at? And I can extract all the seeds the next year. So I'm never gonna have to pay for those kind of foods. Then again, I can have a little excess of farm animals. Chickens, pigs, whatever, right? Even goats, maybe. Because there's not really much you can do as long as you have enough property that they can basically, you gotta allow them to basically wreak havoc on your land and eat all the vegetation. But point is, if I have a little extra, I can slaughter that and sell it to the farmer's market or whatever, right? There's many different avenues. I can hunt. There's many different avenues. But the point is that I just gotta dive into it, and my idea is to start with the real estate until I have enough income, maybe get to the ATMs. If something positive was to pop up, something lucrative like a casino, you can't beat a casino in terms of like the ATM. That's income for life. Like I could jump out of the real estate business if I got one casino with all of my ATM machines in there. I'd be set for life. But again, that's like wishful thinking. That's like wishing. That's like hoping I win the lottery. Right? So, but the point is that my mind is there and I'm ready to jump on anything to make money and to be lucrative and to be sustainable and to have, like, I don't want an electricity bill, so therefore I'm going to spend $10,000-$15,000 on a great solar system in which nice batteries and all the things that I need in order to be sustainable in electricity. Like I can run my fucking washer and dryer all day long with a stereo system blasting all day long. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying that's how much electricity I would want, and I would never have to pay for shit again, for the most part, unless one of the panels goes down or I got to replace a battery or whatever, right? Obviously things, again, anything mechanical or anything to do with like technology will go down. But the point is, I don't have to be running the rat race to pay a fucking electricity bill or a water bill because I want my own well and I want to dig my own well. And so I want to put all my money into all of these avenues and all these things to save me in the long run. Therefore, this is the part that is the most important. I want children. I have no children right now. But I want to be able to be there with my children, to teach my children, to unschool my children. And I've said that many times in my plan to retirement videos and all my updates. I want to be there for my children. I want to make sure that my children are living the best life possible. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I am doing what I'm doing right now. I'm not doing it to be rich the rest of my life, but if you own properties, guess what? That's sustainable for the rest of your life. And I can give that on to my children. And we can grow together, and I can teach my children, hey, okay, so now we're making this, we can save this, put this much aside for our next property, or just in case scenarios, or if we need a plumbing thing, or if we need a whole new roof, or, you know, to put money back into your real estate investments and for rehabilitation on the houses. So my children can live an easier life. I work hard for my children. My children don't even fucking exist right now, but they're going to. And when I have children, I'm going to make sure I'm doing it with the right woman, you know, the best possible mother for my children, and be able to be around my children, to not give my children any form of abandonment, not to bring my children to, you know, indoctrination camps because daddy has to work. Sorry kids, daddy has to work. I'm not going to be that. Now, again, I want to be around my children generally every single day. And if that's a problem for you guys don't want to do that, that's fine. It is an alpha male quality to provide. And that is fine. I want to provide and to be there with my children to, you know, be the best possible father I can possibly be, the best possible husband I can possibly be, and the best way I can do that is to get out of trucking. You understand that? I'm not going to be home every day. I might have property an hour away. I might be working on my property. I might be doing a lot of different things, right? There's many, many different things where I'm not just going to be staying home and being annoying and being a stay-at-home dad. There's work, and I'm going to be working till the day I die. It's just not going to be running that rat race. I hope you guys understand what I'm getting at in this video. I just realized it's 42 fucking minutes long. So I apologize for that. I do hope that you guys understand what I'm getting at. Maybe you can give me some critique. Maybe you guys can give me your input on my ideas. I want to work hard now to have a great life later and to give my children the best possible life possible, to make sure that my wife-to-be or mother of my children has the best possible life they can possibly have, like my baby mom, my babies, everyone. Me, who's benefiting from that? Me too. I don't want to run that fucking hamster wheel and be of no true value to the world. You know, I want to be valuable. And how can I be valuable if I'm just going to be useless and be a fucking slave to the system? Right? Just being that peasant, constantly working to make somebody else more money. Not me. Not me. Now, a lot of you guys want to jump in and be an owner-operator, but you're still running the rat race. Even independent owner-operators, yeah, you can be lucrative. Yeah, you can even really enjoy it. But that plan does not add up. Does not correlate positively with my plan. Right? So, I do want to get out of the truck. I want to get out of trucking completely. Trucking is just the avenue right now to jumpstart. Just like I said in my original plan to retire in 10 years video. And like I said, every 2 to 8 months I make updates on that. This is this update, and I think it's a really good update. And I think this is actually, and I say it every time, I think this is it, guys. But this is definitely the best I think I have come up with. And I've come up with different avenues of income and this idea before, but I haven't really taken trucking out of the equation since my first video, where I said I'm only trucking for 10 years. But now I'm only trucking for like 5-6 years. So I get to the avenues, get to the point that I want to be a lot sooner, and have all the things put in place sooner, and start having passive income that is implemented sooner, and start enjoying my life sooner. See, I'm in my younger 30s. I don't want children and a wife before I'm out of the truck. Why? Because I'm going to be running that rat race forever. Because I got to take care of children, I got to do this, got to do that. I got to put more money into this, got to put more money into that, and I'm going to be always in the truck. And if that's the case, and let's say I get out of the truck when I'm 45, my kid's going to be halfway going through an indoctrination camp, and maybe I'll have a good enough wife to help me homeschool, rather unschool. And the greatest thing about my plan is that I'm not running that hamster wheel, and I'm going to be more valuable to my family. And if I'm more valuable to my family, I can be more valuable to the world. Because I'm going to actually produce value to the world. See these little internet videos? Imagine if I upped the quality of these internet videos. Now, of course, I'm never going to make money off of my internet videos because I hate advertisements and I would never ask you guys for money. Because I'm a fucking alpha male. I don't ask for handouts. And I don't expect it either. So I'm not going to put advertisements on YouTube, ever. Can I make money on YouTube? Yeah, obviously. Would I do it just to make an extra $60 a week? No. I would not do it, and I would not do that to you guys. I want to be of value, and I want to be of value in every avenue possible. Anyways, this video got way out of hand in terms of length. That's enough for this video. Stay tuned for more content. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If I'm crazy, if I'm nutty, if you agree with what I'm doing, if you have similar ideas, if you have different ideas that could spark my interest, I would definitely want to hear that from you guys. So let me know. Stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. See ya.